On to election manifestos, to the power crisis in South Africa, where Eskom's power supply crisis is continuing on a downward spiral. That is contained in a 600-page report by a group of German experts who were commissioned to investigate the poor performance at the power stations by National Treasury. Now, that report reveals that the country could lose around 13,000 megawatts of energy from the grid if critical repairs aren't done. Energy expert Ruse Moleshe says that additional electricity capacity and generation are needed to avoid a total blackout.
The report identifies the risks, but it also identifies the interventions that must be done, which is increased operations and maintenance or additional capacity in terms of the wastewater treatment plants within Medupi, for instance. So presumably Eskom has looked at that, I hope. And if they have, at least they probably have attended to the problem, or they are attending to it. I don't know. So in terms of that, no one can say really for sure with certainty that we will have 10,000 megawatts of load shedding or far less or that. No one can predict a number. It depends on what is happening in the complex of the power plants. And if you looked at the 13,000 megawatts, that is if all of those power plants at one go, all of the units have an issue together, then you could end up with that. There are also, the report does say also, if there are certain interventions that are made, 6,000 megawatts could be brought on stream. Remember that the report also at the time, some of the units are now back to Sile, were not on stream. So the whole system, you need to read the report within context. What has happened since then, what should happen. But what stands, in my view, is the fact that you do need additional capacity so that when the units are off and power plants are completely out based on what Eskom is doing in terms of operations and maintenance, then we should be able to have standby generation to help us with that.